or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice Radio. So today, we need to ask the question, where's our special delivery Charizard? Because you see, ladies and gentlemen, special delivery Charizard is a card that was revealed back in November. And yet, we're sitting here in April. We are honestly nearly 6 months down the line at this stage, and we still haven't actually seen sight nor sign of special delivery Charizard. And that, to me, is a little bit weird. Now, we know for an absolute fact that special delivery Charizard is real, and it is coming. It is definitely coming. You see, there was the Zacian and Zamazenta, the Premium Elite Trainer Box things, and they came with a Series Player's Guide. And in that Series Player's Guide, they had pictures of a whole bunch of cards, like a little art gallery of Sword and Shield Pokemon cards. And one of the parts of that was a whole bunch of promos. And one of the promos revealed on that page was Special Delivery Charizard. And we'll go through it properly in a moment, but all the rest of the promos on that page have long since come out. And yet, Special Delivery Charizard is absolutely nowhere to be seen. I cannot be the only one that thinks this is just a little bit weird. Now look, in terms of playability, nobody's particularly missing this Charizard. It's not a hugely brilliantly playable card. 160 HP is pretty standard for a Stage 2. For 1 energy, you search your deck for up to 2 item cards and put them into your hand, which is fine. I love the 1 energy of it, but let's face it, it's not good on a Stage 2. And then free energy, 160, discard an energy from this Pokemon. 160 for free energy on a Stage 2 is fine, but if we really want to make the most use of this, we need to be playing it with Welder. And Welder's going to be rotating out on September the 10th. And I'm sitting here at the end of April, and as it stands at the moment, nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, by the time this actually comes out, the chances are we're not actually going to have Welder anymore, so it's kind of going to be a moot point. So in terms of playability, it's a fairly rubbish card, but let's be honest, right? Nobody really cares about Special Delivery Charizard in terms of playability. We care about this card because it's cool, and collectors are going to go absolutely nuts for it. And we know collectors are going to go absolutely nuts for it for 2 reasons. Firstly, it's a Charizard, and if we look at the big chase cards from the last couple of sets, we're really largely talking Charizard. I mean, over in Champion's Path, that was essentially the double Charizard set, which had both the Rainbow Rare and the Shiny. And then we had in Shining Fates the Shiny VMAX. They are the big cards that people are generally after. They are the chase cards. But also we can look at Special Delivery Pikachu. Now, Special Delivery Pikachu has been released. This came out a while ago now. In fact, this one actually came out in November. And to be blunt, it's a pretty sought after card. Now, this actually came out to celebrate the fact that the Pokemon Center would now ship to Canada. So because it's shipping to Canada, you had this Special Delivery Pikachu, you spent $20 while stocks last, and you get yourself a Special Delivery Pikachu. And it ran out a little bit faster, I think, than people were maybe expecting. And it's ended up being an incredibly sought-after card. Again, in terms of playability, there really isn't very much here. But in terms of coolness, oh, it is very, very cool indeed. Now, in terms of the price of Special Delivery Pikachu, back in February, it was generally selling for, well, it was being listed for around £400. In March, it was being sold for somewhere in the region of £200 to £300. And as we sit here at the end of April, again, we're looking for somewhere in the £200 to £300 range. Of course, this card was never available for Europeans because the Pokemon Center would only ship to the US and Canada. And essentially, that's how you had to get the card. It was slightly annoying, but these things happen, ladies and gentlemen. These things happen. So, all right, that was a cool card that's ended up being worth quite a bit of money. What about the Charizard? And everything we see about this Charizard tells us it is going to be worth more. It is going to be more sought after, because Charizard cards are generally the most sought after in the game. So where is it? Because if we go back to that booklet and we look at the other promos, I told you the special delivery Pikachu, well, that came out in November. If we look at the Sobble, that was actually from a 3-pack blister, which came out to celebrate Vivid Voltage, which also came out in November. The Vaporeon was the other 3-pack blister, and Score Bunny was a 1-pack blister. So those are essentially Vivid Voltage promos. Now, bearing in mind, as we stand here at the moment, we are past the release of Battle Styles. And Battle Styles was actually delayed by a month. Battle Styles should have been our February set. Battle Styles ended up being released in March. We're now in April, and we still don't have special delivery Charizard. We've got the Gold Zacian and Zamazenta that were in these products. Now, weirdly enough, although they were released essentially in November in some places, they didn't actually end up getting a European release until like this past week. Which is a little, well, not this past week, it's a couple of weeks ago, but you know what I mean? It's only just come out over here. It got delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed and finally made its way out. The other one we've got here is Orbeetle V, but again, this was a box which came out a while ago. This Orbeetle V box was released on November the 20th. Essentially, if we look at all of the other promos on this page with special delivery Charizard, they are all November promos, which has got to make you think that Charizard was supposed to be a November promo. Now, for what it's worth, Orbeetle is actually Sword and Shield promo 78. And if we look at essentially the last released ones, which are the Single and Rapid Strike Urshifu from the V-Boxes, they are numbers 106 and 107, which is basically 30 promos on, near enough, from 78 up to 107. And we still don't have special delivery Charizard. And what that basically means is something has happened. Well, no, okay, there are two possible things. By far the most likely, something has happened. For some reason that we don't know and honestly may never know, this ended up getting delayed. This was supposed to be released in November and something happened. Now we are in the middle of a damn panic, so maybe it was as simple as a printing problem at the factory. Or it could indeed have been a reaction to special delivery Pikachu. Maybe Pokemon had a look and saw how popular special delivery Pikachu was, and they saw how sought after it was and how much people were rushing to try and get it, and they went, we don't have enough Charizard. We haven't printed enough Charizard, and maybe it is genuinely just a case of they have delayed it so they can print more, so they don't have a repeat of what happened with special delivery Pikachu. That is, people went nuts for it, they sold out really quickly, and people were scalping it for huge amounts of money. Maybe that is exactly what happened. Or maybe it was never intended to be released. Now, I don't think this is the case, incidentally, but maybe what they wanted was special delivery Pikachu and special delivery Charizard to be consecutive number promos. And maybe they did this knowing that this would happen, that we wouldn't get it for a while, but going, you know what, even though we don't, we're not going to have it for a while, we still want them to be consecutive numbers because that is nice and that makes a lot of sense. Maybe. I don't think, incidentally, that is the case, but that is a possibility. It's interesting to note that there was a pin with the same artwork as Special Delivery Charizard, which was released in the Pokemon Center a long time ago. Again, you're talking back in November, I believe, and has gone and long since sold out. So if you're asking me honestly what I think has happened here, there has clearly been a delay. It's listed with a whole bunch of November promos. We are near enough 6 months on here, a couple of days away from May as I'm recording this. And we've had like 30 promos since, and we're still missing this, and there has been no word. It's not been officially announced, it's only been in the series player's guide. But again, at this stage, that's an official book which is showing off a whole bunch of promos, so come on. Clearly it's a real thing. I think there's got to have been some delay somewhere along the lines. The only real question is why that delay happened and why it lasted so long. There is, of course, the possibility that it's a delay that has in fact gone on for so long that it's been cancelled, and that this card never sees the light of day. I don't think that would happen, but it could. It could have gone on so long that Pokemon go, you know what? There's no point anymore. It's not happening. Let's just leave it. I hope that's not the case, but can you imagine? I mean, the dream scenario, and this was an April Fool's prank by the lovely Stephen Kent over at Playscape Games, the dream scenario is that the Special Delivery Pikachu was a special promo to celebrate them shipping to Canada, and Charizard is a promo to celebrate them shipping to Europe. I don't think for a second that's actually going to happen, but it would be nice, right, ladies and gentlemen? It would be nice. As it is, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to hear from you guys. I want to know what you think about this. I want to know your thoughts and your feelings and all of that good stuff. So let me know in the comment section. Give me your predictions. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWazzy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.